Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video and welcome to part 2 of this latest episode of BRAYTalks, which, if you guys don't know, is a series where I talk mostly non-sporting related topics, featuring either what a shovel face or something on the screen or using this. So if you watched the part 1 of this episode, if you haven't watched it, what the hell have you been doing? Go and watch that. Because basically, because obviously that was in that episode. Obviously, spoilers going to be ahead about that, but I did, reveal, read out some details about this upcoming death in the Outback week for Neighbours. And at the end of this particular article I read, it was announced that today, which is Thursday, there would be a second batch of photos and spoilers that would comprise for Death in the Outback week. Well, that time has come now. I've been waiting all week for these second batch of pics for Death in the Outback week, and finally it is out. Oh, and by the way, also a promo or not one but two promos were revealed. I think one was the main one on the Neighbours social media feeds, and another one for Network 10. So spoilers and photos, and also promos as well that came out as well today. And I've watched them. Well, I've watched the main one on the Neighbours for Neighbours on their Instagram page. And then but I haven't watched the Channel 10 Network 10's one, which probably most likely I'll come across that at some stage, because basically it's still a couple of weeks away from this dramatic week of episodes. So let me run you through the article here. Which, if you guys want to see yourselves, I'll put a link down below for this article, to basically for basically one for the clicks, and two for you guys, for everyone that is a Neighbours fan, to read, who is into reading reading about episodes weeks ahead, which is kind of like me. But if you're not, then basically click off this video and don't click off don't click on the link down below, or do and complain about it afterwards. Your choice. Your choice of poison, pretty much. But anyway, so let me read this out. So as I said, spoilers are a spoiler warning. So as I said, click off this video if you don't want to hear anything about this Death in the Outback week. But most likely everyone's probably heard about it by now, since they've all basically seen the promos on social media. So but anyways, so here it is. Neighbours releases shocking pics of Death in the Outback week. Neighbours has released 21 new photos from Death in the Outback week, along with a dramatic trailer previewing the danger about to befall a number of residents. So I think there's 49 altogether, because I think there's 21 in this, and I think there was 28, if I remember rightly, in the first batch. I'm gonna check that now. I think there was 28. I think there was 28. Yeah, there was 28 new photos. There was 28. So altogether, there were 49 photos here, and maybe there's some unseen photos, maybe somewhere on the internet but yeah. So moving on. Late last month, Neighbours initially released initial teaser spoilers and photos for its big week in the Australian Outback. Then you got now brand new photos from the Wednesday and Thursday episodes. So it's only from Wednesday and the Thursday episodes of this particular week. So all the ones from Monday and Tuesday have already been revealed. This one's all about Wednesday and Thursday of the huge week. Huge week shows our Ramsey Street favourites caught up in some dangerous predicaments. This week sees Heath and Tess make some shocking moves as they carry on with their plan to embezzle funds from Lassiter's and the other SynCorp investments across Australia, which is the SynCorp is the company that was run by Conrad Sinclair, who's Krista and Reese's father. Then when he died, Reese took over that. So basically, both the sisters Krista's of course part owner of Lassiter's, and then on the other side of things, Reese is looking after SynCorp itself. So moving on. The initial photos show that Toadie and Melanie have been caught snooping by Tess's burly heavy Justin. So I think this was the guy who Tess was talking to in the car. I think it was Tuesday this week, I remember rightly, as they head to Heath's house in search of answers. While there were no photos of the pair after that event, nor mention of them in the teaser spoilers, the brand new photos showed the ex-husband and wife end up in a perilous situation in the Outback. They're seen tied up to a dusty old stove in a remote property, their arms bound with a rope tied around them. So basically, and it looks like this stove is basically like molded to the ground. So whatever they do, they can't move basically if their hands are tied, pretty much. But it looks like also that they've been there for quite a while too, by the looks of things as well. And also gagged as well, which makes it even worse. Okay. Meanwhile, the initial spoilers revealed that danger lurks for Holly as she plays a dangerous game of cat and mouse with Heath. Of course, obviously we all know that. Now, new photos and a little snippet in the promo as well shows her in serious danger as she is seen peering out of the back of the ute, the same ute that Heath obviously is driving. But it looks like from here, it looks like she's trying to hide. It looks like she's trying to hide from Heath, I remember right. And I see someone in the car too. So I think that's Heath in the car, but in the ute. So he's driving off, not knowing that Holly's actually in the back of it. By the way, here we go. Moving on from that, we also get our first glimpse of Haz and Mackenzie in the bush as they stare at a message on Haz's phone. Now that message we still don't know about. We still don't know. The initial spoilers reveal that Mackenzie would try to protect a reckless Holly before she decides to head off on an impromptu trip away with her new fling without telling her friends and family. Mackenzie already has her suspicions about Heath after discovering that he was going under a new name. And that he was previously convicted of fraud, which by the way, he found out about Mackenzie snooping and basically downright threatened her, pretty much, but in a very surprisingly subtle way. It was a very strange way in how he threatened her, to be honest. But anyways, moving on. When she realizes that Holly may have disappeared with the mysterious newcomer, she springs into action and enlists Haz to join her on a trip into the Outback. Oh, I think this hammers the nail for me that maybe, just maybe, my pick might be right. As I said, if you haven't watched if you haven't watched the first part of this episode, go ahead and watch it. If you have, then you'll probably know my pick to be this particular death in the Outback is Mackenzie, and I think this hammers that nail in the coffin. Definitely that for me. It's for me that Mackenzie's the one, because if it was to be Haz or Mac be the one that dies in the Outback, I've thought to myself, hang on, who comes up with the idea of going to the Outback? And I think it's, judging by this, saying that she springs into action and enlists Haz, I presume Mackenzie gives him the idea. It has the idea. And I think that might be the thing that seals it, really, to be honest. But you never know. You never know. It might be someone else that dies in the Outback. Who knows? But anyways, to join her on a trip into the Outback, because how hard could it be possibly to find two people in thousands of miles of wilderness? Yeah, that's kind of true. Now, the new photos show the pair in an arid landscape as they stare at Haz's phone, waiting for an update from back home. So I've got a feeling that this message. This message may be from Carl, maybe saying, "Oh, have you guys found Holly? Have you guys found her? Yada yada." Or it might be from Holly herself, or for all we know, by this stage, she's already figured out. It's already found out about Heath's true colours and texts Haz But to be honest, I don't know why she would text Haz, to be honest. I thought she might text Mac more than Haz. But you never know. But judging by that, I think it might be Carl basically saying, "Oh, have you guys found her? You know, what's been going on over there? Yada yada." So yeah. But moving on from that, they're saying, excuse me, at an equally remote hut, which is I think it's the same hut that Holly and Heath stayed in. I would presume. Again, waiting on the latest news to come through. It seems like here this like zoomed out photo of them. I'm trying to get a closer look and see what I think they're just talking. I think they're just talking about, oh, where could she be? Yeah. And this other photo here is of them two looking at Mac's phone, I presume. I think I figured it out. I think the message from Haz's phone would probably be Carl saying. It would be from Carl saying, "Oh, where's have you found Holly? Yada yada. What's going on over there?" And then I believe that this phone here, I think what they're reading off of Mac's phone is, I believe, a message from Holly herself, possibly because as I said, it wouldn't make sense. It would make more sense for Holly to message or call Mackenzie's phone instead of Haz's. To be honest, it makes more sense. To be honest, but anyways, so yeah. But then this is where the dramatic part happens in this. The action then really picks up in the final dramatic episodes of the week. Haz is seen ducking as he searches the bush for his friends before he throws his hands up in the air as he comes across a horrifying scene. More than likely that of someone dying, most likely. With someone's expected to die, has he stumbled across the body? I don't know. Who knows? But I've looked at this. But there's a photo here. It looks like that. It looks like Haz has found someone, and I'm trying to look at it because there's an edge here. If you guys click on the link here and find the photo, you'll know what I mean. And there's someone at the edge of it, and I don't know if it's Mac or Holly. I'm trying to figure it out. Or it might be, or it might be Heath. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know, but it looks like from here that has got a bit of a distressed look about him. So maybe this Mac or Holly. I don't know, but yeah. And then there's his hands. It's gone like that. I thought it'll be when it says hands up in the air, it'll be like this. Just be like this, and maybe Heath's got something or whatever, and yes, or Bay's got his hands like that. So I presume that's probably a gunshot's probably gone off, and he's like, oh my god, and yeah. So moving on, the photos showed that the dangers center on Heath, who's seen holding a rifle as he chases our favourites through the bush. So actually that previous photo that was in the previous article of Holly, it looks like being lost in the bushland, and seeing Heath now with a rifle in his hand, that makes more sense. That makes actually more sense of it. I knew straight away it would be basically centered around a weapon. Don't know if it will be a gun or a knife or something like that. But it actually turns out to be a gun. It's actually a rifle, to be honest. And he's a bit pissed off as well. And there's a bit in the promo where he's on the phone, and I think Holly is overhearing this when she's at the back of the ute, hiding in the back of the ute, and he's like, give me my money back, or give me my money, like angrily, like yeah. And I don't know who to, but anyways. So yeah, so and I presume his main target will probably be Holly, but then maybe if Mac finds Holly, maybe that he tries to target both of them, and then Haz comes out of nowhere and basically finds one of them, one of them hurt, one of them being shot in the bushlands. I don't know. But anyways, meanwhile, Meanwhile, the photos reveal that Toadie manages to escape his captor, though there are no signs of Melanie. Very interesting, actually. Looking dishevelled and on the point of exhaustion, Toadie wanders in the bush in search of help. The photos show him searching the desolated bushland before swimming through a creek. So yeah, I don't know what that would be there, but anyways. With Queensland famed, With Queensland famed for its croc-infested waters, he's putting his life in serious danger. With nothing but mountains, trees, and scorched red earth for miles, will he find the help he and his friends desperately need? Well, that is a bit questionable. There'll have to be, there'll have to be some. And also, I don't. So maybe afterwards, maybe in the episode on the Monday after this particular week, maybe that's when Toadie. Maybe you never know. Maybe that's when Melanie and Toadie find each other, and then that's when basically they meet, and then they find and then they find out what had happened on the other side of the Outback with Heath and Haz and Mac and Holly and that. So yeah. But anyways, the show also released a dramatic new trailer this morning, giving a more detailed look at what's in store, which I already watched. Let's be. So yeah. It also shows Tess calling Heath from Erinsborough, informing it being the promo, by the way, informing him that something serious has happened, which she needs him to take care of. I presume it has something to do with Lassiter's, probably. Melanie and Toadie are sneaking into Heath's house as Melanie tells her ex-husband, "We shouldn't be doing this." Well, they are, pretty much. We also see Heath begin to turn on Holly. She tells him that she wants to message Carl, but as she unsuccessfully rummages through a bag in search for her phone. When she then goes to use Heath's phone, he pulls it back and asks her for the number. Very weird and strange, don't you think? Yeah. Later, he is seen asking Holly why she came with him. When she points out that he invited her, his face changes as he tells her that she barely knows him. Yeah, quick for the freaking heel turn, that's for sure. Going from the freaking charmer to the freaking heel turn, very quickly. Back on Ramsay Street, the residents begin to realise the danger their friends and family are in. Therese looks panicked as she says something terrible has happened. I know it. While Carl gets emotional as he asks, why hasn't she returned our calls? Who won't make it out alive? I've got a feeling. I've got that feeling. I've already said it a couple of times. I'm not going to say it again. So yeah. But anyways. But this is the one that surprised me. It surprised me when I first read this. By the way, Neighbours have also released additional teaser spoilers for the week after Death in the Outback week, revealing that a Ramsay Street resident's life hangs in the balance before later taking a critical turn and fighting for their life. So here it is. So here they are, Monday the 26th of August. A Ramsay Street resident's life hangs in the balance. Paul's haunted by his coincidence, and a huge decision causes seismic shock. Could that be the announcement of Toadie's announcement of him leaving Erinsborough? Possibly. Who knows? A family is imploded by devastating news. Nicolette scrambles in the wake of her errors, and a resident takes a critical turn. Wednesday the 28th of August. A resident fights for their life. JJ plans a surprise, and Wendy makes a big confession. I'm interested to know what that confession would be, I wonder. Thursday the 29th, and finally Thursday the 29th of August. Wendy's admission leads her on uncertain ground. I think I know what that could mean. A resident's concern sends them down the wrong path. Kara's forced out of her comfort zone, and JJ and Mel take the next step. Very interesting. Very interesting there. I presume that maybe of the week as Death in the Outback week, or maybe next week, possibly, we might see photos regarding the week after Outback. It's even quoted saying Outback week. So, because saying Death in the Outback week is a bit of a mouthful to say. Excuse me, a mouthful to say. So yeah, but I did say it's Mackenzie, but it says here a family is imploded by devastating news. So, but at the same time on the Tuesday it says a resident takes a critical turn. So, I don't know, really. I do not really know at this point. Really, I still think it's Mackenzie, but yeah, we just don't know. We just don't know at this point. At this point of who. It will probably wait for a bit longer to see who is going to be the one. Well, it might be definite. It might be Outback week where these photos for episodes between the 26th of August, the 26th of August to the 29th of August, what will be revealed, because obviously it makes no sense, because basically that will probably contain who will die, that will reveal who will die in the Outback. So I must presume that it makes sense for waiting for a couple of weeks to basically, another one's basically, I think this surprise is basically maybe some sort of date with Nell, probably, because next episode after that it says JJ and Nell take the next step. You never know with that. A resident's concern sends them down the wrong path. I don't know what that would that mean. Would that mean a self-destruction? I think it might mean self-destruction. I don't know. There. The big confession. I'm really concerned of she's done something behind Andrew's back. I'm very concerned about it. And I think you'll know that's something, you'll know what I mean by that. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, pretty interesting, really. And I did mention this as well, that the first day, the 29th of August episode, is going to be the 200th episode of the revived of the Neighbours revival. So yeah, which is still can't believe it's 200 episodes. Can you believe it? Still 200 episodes. I can't believe that. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, pretty interesting sort of photos here regards that. Like it's no certainty on who. It doesn't say who exactly does die in the Outback, but it gives a bit of a fair idea on who does die, who could die in the Outback. But anyways, in many ways about it, but yeah, so yeah, so I think. Excuse me. I think that's pretty much it for this part of the episode. There will be a final part 3 of this episode, and don't worry, it will not be about Neighbours. This time, it'll be about Home and Away, and who possibly I think could die because they have their own. Because Home and Away has all had their own, teased on their own, teased that someone else, that someone on that show will die as soon as next week, as well. So a bit of a dramatic 2 week, a bit of a dramatic fortnight for both. If you're a fan of soap drama in general, or a fan of both. Somehow you're a fan of both Neighbours and Home and Away. Well, this is a good time because there's going to be a lot of drama that's going to be unfolding over those 2 shows in the next fortnight. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. As I said, it's pretty much it for this part of this episode. So like this video, share this to anybody who's a Neighbours fan. Comment down below who if you're a Neighbours fan, who is your, and you found a detail, and you've found out details about Death in the Outback week. Who is your tip to be the one that dies in the Outback? Do you agree with me in saying it's Mackenzie, or do you think it's someone else? Do you think it might be Melanie? Do you think it might be Toadie? Do you think it might be someone else? Who knows? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about that in the comment section below. And also, one last thing, somewhere down there, click on the big red button which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit on this channel. But until next time, guys, I'll see you all later.